Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Harmonic Chaos. Oh! I haven't opened a video like this in a while and it kind of feels a little bit strange.
It's been 84 years.
But we're here. So what happened to the authenticity of pop music?
What happened?
Well, to be fair, some might argue that there wasn't ever really any there to begin with. So yeah, anyways, I digress. But the generic, fun, careless kind of feeling of pop music has seemingly gone just straight out the window.
We jumped out a window.
And now the songs that are being released in the genre feel just completely corporate and sterile in every meaning of the word, and just, I don't know, it has a completely different feel compared to, you know, the pop anthems of yesteryear.
I can feel it.
Even in like single specific artists' careers, it's plain as day to see. For instance, Katy Perry. Her music for so long literally consisted of pop anthem after pop anthem after smash hit after smash hit that everyone would be either singing or talking about during their respective release years. Like literally massive music industry equivalent of blockbuster smash hits like Roar, Dark Horse, E.T., and California Girls. Literally, when those songs came out, they were all over the radio. They were arguably overplayed, but I digress. Like, they were everywhere. To her more recent releases, which comparatively speaking, feel completely devoid of any and all feeling.
How did I get here?
And they just lack authenticity. But again, was there any real authenticity to begin with? Really, the main source of an authentic feeling, in my opinion, for a song is the lyrics. It's the subject matter and the way that the words are put together.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Unfortunately, record labels made the assumption that the driving factor of authenticity
I've only got one dart.
of a song is how well the audience could relate to the artist.
And I missed.
So with the rise of social media, record labels basically wrote it into contracts saying, hey, you need to post X amount to social media to, you know, formulate some sort of relationship with your audience. But the problem is, most pop stars and or celebrities in general are so far detached from their audience that they have no idea what it means to actually relate to the everyday person. So now when they're posting, you know, trying to seem relatable and haha, look at me, we're all in this together type of stuff, it just comes off as completely tone deaf.
How could you say that?
Because again, they don't know what the everyday existence is like for the vast majority of people. So the social media campaigns of relatability around artists just has seemingly fallen flat on its face.
Immediately now.
So the decline of relatability sided with the fact that ghostwriting, or not necessarily ghostwriting because they're still credited and they're not claiming to have been written by the artist, but still the fact that a lot of the artists that are recording the songs aren't the ones that actually wrote the songs, that became the industry standard. But again, the idea of ghostwriting isn't something that's new at all. In fact, it's been in the music industry for literally centuries. Depending on the definition that you use for ghostwriting, it could technically be extrapolated all the way back to Mozart being hired to write custom songs for royalty in his day. Granted, that is not necessarily what I would consider ghostwriting, but still, it came up when I was researching this video and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, didn't know that.
That's pretty neat.
But the writer's room for songs is something that's very common in the industry. In fact, some friends of mine who used to be in a band that disbanded, no pun intended, they actually used to write songs for other artists. It's kind of used as this like rite of passage. Again, that could be construed as a pun, but no, literally like a rite of passage of you have to write X amount of songs before you even get in the booth to record your own. Like, the way that the music industry is structured is baffling. So the fact that most artists don't even write their own lyrics nowadays, I say most because there are exceptions, but most don't even write their own songs, is obviously a massive contributing factor to the lack of authenticity or connectability to a pop song. But again, the reason why I keep circling back to, was there any real authenticity in these pop songs to begin with? I mean, arguably no, because a lot of the ones that, a lot of the pop songs, when you think of a pop song, like an iconic pop song, it's not something that's relatable. It's something that's just like mindless and fun, but it's still just like, it sticks with you. Songs nowadays just, I feel like most songs nowadays don't have sticking power simply because they're missing that like it factor, and that it factor is going to be different for everybody else, but it's just like there's something missing and no one can really put their finger on it, but it's there, or actually it's really not there, and it's noticeable. And again, I don't know if it's just nostalgia or what, but whenever one of those authentic songs come on from the early 2000s to the mid 2010s, like regardless or not of what mood you're in, it's always a bop. But when I hear music now that's played on the radio, it's just devoid of all feeling, and like I said, it just feels really corporate, really safe, and just sterile. But like I said, there are exceptions to every rule, and this is no different. There are very clearly exceptions of artists nowadays that pour their everything into songs, but those exceptions are seemingly becoming fewer and farther between. And all of this is really sad, because of the fact that music, it used to mean something. It used to be full of heart, full of feeling, full of passion. And as I'm saying this sentence, I feel like a boomer, but they might have a point on this one. So it's like this lack of any and all feeling behind music. Also, if you hear anything that sounds like a ooh, it's been really windy where I live recently, and the wind is just kind of like going across our building and like hitting the hitting the window screens, and it's just kind of making like a ooh noise. So if you hear that in the background, that's what that is. This lack of any and all feeling and heart behind the lyrics in music, coupled with the 100% scientific and algorithmic approach that most labels take towards music.
Doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Along with the absolutely astronomical rise of the use of AI in music, and it's just power to create songs in like 5 minutes, is seemingly pushing the human element farther and farther out of modern music.
Push it somewhere else!
So seriously, labels, if you want people to reconnect and listen to your music, and you want more engagement with your music, let it be authentic again. Let the artists do what they want to do. Let them write their own lyrics. Let the producers not have to follow this algorithm that is created for music. Let them do their own thing. Let them be creative. Let them literally do what they do best and make creative music. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get a semi-return to something resembling authentic music. But with all of that being said, my name has been Harmonic Chaos, and I hope you learned something. I hope you found this video at least a little bit interesting. If there's a topic or something that you'd like me to make a video about, drop it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to check it out. And yeah, with all that being said, I'll catch y'all next time. God bless.